Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Happy Monday. Another week. Starting off another week. Hot diggity. Can't hardly wait. Hope everybody's doing well out there this morning. It's kind of drizzly here today. I don't know if any of this weather is because of that Cristobal tropical storm thing that's made landfall or not, but I don't think our weather is. I think we're just having crummy weather. But it's a little misty and overcast, kind of gloomy. But it's all good. So let's see who we've got hanging out with us today. We got Big D in the house. It says, good, happy Monday morning, Dave and everyone. 56, headed to 82 in beautiful Brooklyn, Michigan. All right. We've got Earl Walker, 52, going to 79. All righty. How you doing, Earl? Larry Galtz says, morning, everyone. One word, hot. It'd be two words, hot. It'd be hot and sticky here because it's humid and hot. Troy Pritchard's here. Says, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. How you doing, Troy? Stephen Taranto's here. Good to see you, Stephen. There's Hitch Hamilton. It's Monday again, hot and humid in Southwest Florida. Yep. There's Janet. How you doing, Janet? Hope you're having a good Monday. There's old Doug Sisk. It's 68 going to 80. 7. Rain tomorrow, hay today. All right, get out there and make some hay. Wild Bill Larson, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. Darren Birds is in the house. Good to see you, Darren. Kristina Pritchard, how you doing? Tim Halcom's here this morning. How you doing, Tim? Keith Stanford, good morning, sir. Paul Stewart, good morning to you. Bart Bixel, good morning, Bart. Kevin Els, good morning, Kevin. Construction still stalled. Johnny over there on Facebook. Bill Hoffman's on Facebook. Happy Hot Monday, he says. Jim Sinicola, sunny and blue sky. How you doing, Jim? There's Johnny over on the YouTube, 66. Going to be a very cool 91. All right. There's my favorite solar guy right there. Ryan Ballard. Gary Hammett, Wood Creations. How you doing, Gary? All right. Looks like we're caught up here. As promised, we were talking about the, I forgot the name of the place again. Doug, help me. It's something paddle. What was it called? Old Hickory Paddle Factory? Something like that. I don't even remember what it was. Anyway, that paddle place there in Danville. And I made one just for the folks who don't know what the heck we're talking about when we say paddle, but it's these little things here. Just a small paddle. This one's, I don't know, a little less than 9 inches tall, I guess. And they would say something like this, and I always called them senior paddles because it seemed like you'd always get one when it was, your senior year, and you'd have your class on there and all that. Old Hickory, yeah, thank you, Doug. Old Hickory Paddle Factory. But yeah, I made a few of them out of some of that scrap wood. I didn't. Once I cleaned them up, they were a little bit too light, so I stained them. This is my favorite color of stain in the whole world, I guess. This is called a special walnut. It's Minwax Special Walnut. And then just shot a little clear lacquer over the top of that. And, of course, put the little thing on there. But yeah, those used to be a thing. I don't guess they are anymore, but they used to be. But so what's everybody up to this week? What you got going on? I think, hey, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you Indiana folks, didn't you vote last week? Didn't you have your primary? Did all that go smooth? And I hope you had good voter turnout. I'm going to get to go vote tomorrow. I'm trying to decide if I'm even going to do a coffee sessions. I guess I'll schedule one because I really don't like, my polling place is right down the road from me. So it doesn't take me but just a couple of minutes to get there. Usually I wait until around 10 o'clock or so anyway, just to avoid the rush of the people that are going on their way to work and stuff. So I'll probably go ahead and do a coffee sessions, and then immediately after run down here and vote. And hopefully it won't be a big line. Usually it's not when I go down there around that time. I always ask the poll workers that are there. I always say, hey, you had a good turnout so far, and they'll say, well, depending on what kind of election things going on. But I've seen some people post on Facebook that they've had long waits and stuff like that. So, Janet's saying polls closed at 6. People still in line voting until 9. Yeah. Big lines, lots of absentee. Okay. Well, hopefully I won't have to stay over there all day, but I'll stay however long it takes. If I have to stay there all day, I'll stay there all day. But I don't think it'll be bad. It's never been very bad. In fact, the only time I've really ever had to wait in a line, a big long line, was when I went and did early voting before. So, yeah. So, yeah. Dave says, yeah, still better than mail-in. Yeah, I don't trust the mail-in stuff, even the absentee thing. I want to make sure I go, especially this time. But anyhow, I noticed something over the weekend, and I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but I'll share this little tidbit of information. Bill says there was no line. I entered the room, voted, and left. Took 15 minutes altogether. And I'm guessing you were in Plainfield. Is that right, Bill? Man, that coffee's good this morning. Oh, it's good on Monday morning. Anyway, I got to looking, and you may not have noticed because you probably won't hear much about it on the news. But the Dow Jones closed Friday at 27,110. Now, what does that mean? Well, just to give you some points of reference here, on February the 12th, this is kind of pre-corona stuff. We were rocking and rolling, and the Dow hit, and not just a high, but an all-time high of 29,551. And then it's like somebody pulled the plug. And on March 23rd, which is roughly, a month and a half later, we hit what so far was the bottom uh, at 18,591. So just that quick, month and a half, we lost about 11,000 points, which that's a lot of stuff. But, and again, this is why I say you probably, unless you pay attention to it, you won't notice, because you won't hear them say nothing on the news about it. But we're coming back. It's slowly coming back. And it makes me think about how strong this economy really is, because, here we were rocking and rolling. And then because of the COVID thing, they just said, oh, we got to just shut down everything, just pull the plug on it. And, of course, it dropped like a rock. And, but even though people still can't fully open, we've got restaurants that are open, but they're just doing the drive up or curbside and this stuff. But people are out there really hustling to keep it going. And that's a pretty good sign to me. It's, because here we are. You look at what's going on right now. Some folks will say the COVID thing's still here. It looks to me like the looting, cured the virus thing. But anyway, the 27,110, even with all this other stuff going on. So makes me really optimistic. Doug says he's anxious to see his next retirement statement. Yeah, there was a time, this last few months, I hadn't even wanted to look at it. Didn't even want to know, because I knew it wasn't going to be good. And then I did finally take a peek at one of them, and I thought, well, it's not great, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. So it's all good, I think. Let's see, what's Johnny got to say? It says, we may be crossing new highs in the market, or it is about time to retrace and go towards the lows again. Well, I hope not. I hope we don't. Johnny says, I've been saying that the market have mostly recovered, and not all, but most. I happen to be waiting to see if there's another pullback now for economy adjustments. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it hadn't, it's not like it's gone back up as quick as it went down, but it's just steadily climbing. And like I said, everybody on the news apparently wants us to be depressed and scared and all that. So they just don't talk about it. You have to actually go search it to find out what it was at, unless you know where to look. Larry Galt says, I'm pretty close to recovered in my 401. Yeah. Yeah, it's been, they were saying, some networks were saying that it's the shortest recession in history or something like that. I don't know about all that, but to me, there's no reason it shouldn't be, because it was an artificial recession anyway. It's not that something happened that caused the economy to go down. It's like that stupid virus thing. We shut it down. The whole world shut down. But anyhow, and I saw some other good news too. I think, actually, where the heck was it? Was it New Zealand? I can't remember now. I want to say it was New Zealand, but it might not have been. But they were saying that they had completely got rid of the COVID-19. There wasn't any more cases, no more active cases. I want to say it was New Zealand. Might not have been, but anyway, someplace. So that's good news. And of course, you never know with all the stuff. It's still amazing to me how I don't know how politicians can look at themselves in the mirror. They've just got to be some of the lowest life forms I've ever seen, because you've got a lot of them that are they're all, the only time you see them on TV is they're all in their little safe place with their mask on, saying, "Oh, you can't go out for the corona thing," but yet they're encouraging folks to get out and protest in huge numbers. So it seems like a kind of contradiction to me, but most things they say are anyway. So, but I don't quite get that, and I don't know how. And I'm talking about both sides. Any of them, it doesn't matter. I don't know how some of them can really look at themselves in the mirror and be proud of what they see, because it's I don't know how they do it. I couldn't do it. I know I couldn't do it. Let's see. He says, Gary Hammett, you are so right. Some have gained during the times. Yeah, the only ones that lost money who are the ones that jumped down. If they had held on, they would be okay. Yeah. And that's why, you know, I don't even bother to look at my statements when I, at the end of February and March and even April, when I get my little thing from my money guy and here's your statement. I'm like, yeah, I just delete the email. I don't even look at it. So Janet's got a theory here. She says smoke and mirrors so we don't see what's happening with Hillary. Yeah, that's the other thing. A lot of stuff going on that, again, unless you dig and know where to look, you don't even hear about it. A lot of stuff going on that nobody wants to talk about. Bill says, unfortunately, politicians are a reflection of the people who voted them into office. I might agree with that a little bit. I think a lot of people that vote are just really misinformed. They just, basically they're lazy. They don't want to look and learn about the different candidates and stuff like that. They just, well, who are you voting for? Oh, okay, I'll vote for them too. They don't want to think for themselves and um, educate themselves. I like to know something. If I go over there and I see somebody on the ballot and I'm like, I really don't know anything about this person, I'd rather just not vote for them than to vote for them and find out, oh, he was the bad one. I didn't. I want to know before I go over there. And I will be pulling up a sample ballot today and making sure there's nothing on there that I don't understand. And if there is, I will try to educate myself. Doug says voting for people is a lot harder than voting for parties. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Talks are saying that COVID is getting weaker as it goes. Less people are needing hospital stays. Well, yeah, I suppose. I don't know what the latest statistics are because I hadn't even bothered looking. I'm so over that COVID thing. You just don't know. Uh, but isn't it still like less than 1% or something like that? Like a 0.5% or something. I don't know. Just let's see. Jim says Minnesota has defunded their police department. Sure won't be going there. I wonder how many other cities are going to do this. I don't know. It's going to be the wild, wild west again here for long, I guess, for the way some of these folks are talking. I just don't understand how you can think that it's okay to not have any kind of law and order. Yeah. Janet says maybe the herd immunity has begun. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, crazy world. But, as bad as it is, as terrible and as bad as it is, it's still the greatest country in the world to live in. And you won't ever get me to change my mind about that. It just, I don't know, I guess, saddens me, I guess, might be the word, that some people always want to complain. They never want to do anything to try to help fix things. I don't know. Knee-jerk reaction, nobody thinking about ramifications. Minneapolis don't have a clue. Well, they had, and again, how are they going to defund the police? Because think about it, in Minnesota, isn't that the ones that would arrest people for going outside and not having their mask on, or arresting people because they're trying to go to church and stay in their cars and stuff? All that kind of stuff. They were outlawing everything in Minnesota that didn't make sense, but yet you can go out and protest and loot and burn cities, and they don't care about that. I don't know. I don't understand some folks. Like I said, that's one of the politicians I'm talking about. I don't know how they can go home at night and look their kids in the eye, or their husband or wife or whoever it is, and really think that they did the right thing. Don't know how they do it. But anyhow, I think it's going to be okay here in Georgia. Citizens rest. I can hear Goober saying that. Well, how many? I guess Danville's a little bigger town than it was when I left. I guess. How big is their police department? They're probably a lot bigger than they were. But I don't think they had but a handful of cops and stuff back when I was growing up. I can remember some of them. Charlie Morlock, I remember him. But 10 or 12, I think. Is that how many you got now? That's less than what I thought. I absolutely agree. This country has been our home all our life. I will stand up for America always. Well, that's what I mean. It's if you really think about it, I mean, even with all the crap that's going on, tell me where another country you'd like to move to and live. I can't think of one. I don't want to live anywhere but right here. So Larry says, Dave, they already to do. They already do, Dave C. They got rid of the police. All right, yeah. So, okay. I get the conversation now. The Outlaws will run Minneapolis. They already do. Yeah, that's not a city that will ever be on my list of places to visit. Kristina says, "Nope, this is my home. Always will be." Yeah. Okay, Ryan will move. uh, I'm staying right here. Y'all can go wherever you want. I'm staying right here. Uh, don't care about. Don't want to break in no new place. I'll just stay right here. Work on trying to make this a better place. And it's got a long one here, so I better read it here. It says, they said on the news this morning, instead of police responding to domestic disturbances, social workers should be sent instead. Don't see how that's going to work. Yeah, there should be some really interesting Facebook videos coming up in the coming days. That's another thing that's jacked up our whole way of living. Everybody's a photojournalist now with their smartphone. Anything happens, instead of going to help like they should, they want to just turn their phone on and record it. That's what, the other thing, if you looked at, when you watch the news clips of some of that looting and stuff that was going on, you got a lot of people, busting windows and jumping in there and grabbing stuff and running out and all that. But you got a whole bunch of people standing there, recording it. And I'm like, what are they recording it for? What are you going to do with that video? I mean, you think you're going to put it on YouTube and be a viral sensation? I don't get why people, and it's usually worthless video anyway. If you've ever tried to take video with your phone while you're moving around, it's worthless. It's all shaky and stuff. You can't even watch it. So, but it tickles me how all those people stand out there with their phone, like, yeah, this is going to be cool. Well, let me record all this. All right, let's see. We got more stuff going on over here. I better catch up and see what they're saying. Well, folks, going to Home Depot, I'm guessing, to get some rapid set mortar mix for some new countertops for my office. Let us know how those come out. I've always wondered about doing that stuff for countertops. Let's see. Troy says that mayor wanted the federal government to pay for all the damages. Yeah, that's the thing. They let all that stuff happen, and then they're wanting the federal government to bail them out. And then they'll raise Cain if they don't bail them out and say, "Oh, you don't care." But and a lot of these places, California and Chicago or Illinois and all that, they were in financially trouble before You know, before the COVID, before the rioting, before any of that. Yeah. Yeah, the videos might help identify the perpetrators, but probably only the videos but that's what I'm saying. These other people who are, you know, in this thing, they're recording it too. And I'm like, they're probably not going to go share with the police. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't understand why they're bothering taking it. Says they arrested the guy who killed the retired chief. Yeah, I think I saw his picture. But all right. There's a true statement. The government doesn't have any money. They only have our money. Yep, that is exactly right. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get off here. Got stuff to do. Everybody have a good day. I'm thinking it's probably going to be an inside day here, which is okay because most of mine are these days anyway. So everybody have a happy Monday. If for some reason I don't come on here tomorrow, which I think I'm probably going to, but you'll know that I've changed my mind. Something made me change my mind and go on over there when they open to vote. But more than likely, I will wait until a little later in the morning to avoid the rush. So anyway, y'all have an awesome Monday and bring your coffee and we'll try to do this again. See y'all.